Hello everyone, welcome to Environmental Engineering Hub. In today's lecture, I'm going to talk about the basics of ecology to understand environmental science in an easy and understandable way. So let's start with today's lecture. In this slide, you can see the overview of sphere, what it is visible. You can see atmosphere, water, soil, and some living being, right? First, we'll understand what is environment. Environment is something. It means the surrounding in which both living and non-living being exist and they'll interact with each other. So living being means plants, animals, human, everyone will comes into picture. Non-living means gases, water, soil, and so on. So this sphere, in this sphere, we don't have distinct separation of these layers or spheres. But to understand the complex sphere, we have broadly categorized into four different types. It is atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. Atmosphere means the layer or a space in which the gaseous components are present. It is above the Earth's surface. It extends from 10 to 15 kilometer above the Earth's surface. Main gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, neon, it's present. And this is much more required for the existence of living beings. See, we and plants require um, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Plants require carbon dioxide for their food preparation, and humans require oxygen for our survival. So this exchange of gases or existences of gases is possible because of a atmosphere, because of the presence of gaseous layer on above the Earth's surface. Next comes hydrosphere. Hydrosphere is a place where water bodies are present, where water is available. It may be ponds, rivers, lakes, or oceans. Anywhere where water is present, that area, that space, we call it as a hydrosphere. Hydrosphere itself will create a separate habitat for living organisms. Habitat means um, it's a home or a place. It can hold a certain set of living organisms. It's called habitat. Next, lithosphere means the area which is covered by soil. It will hold minerals, water, and some microbes also. So this is required for the growth of plants or the existence of forest. So for the growth of all green plants, this area is required. So if you see the biosphere is area in which living organisms are present. So the existence of biosphere is possible only and only if all these three layers are working or existing in a proper condition. So I can say all these four spheres are interconnected. They are not separate, they are interconnected. If you take any cycle, carbon cycle, oxygen cycle, then hydrological cycle, or any mineral or phosphorus cycle, this movement of materials is possible when all these four spheres are interconnected. So in nature, there is a movement of material around the spheres, which is helping for the growth of growth and sustenance of living organism on this earth. So till now we have seen the interconnection or interdependency of each layer. So this can be much more explained or much more understood by the concept called ecosystem. Ecosystem word was coined by A.J. Tansley. It's a combination of two words, eco and system. Eco means habitat, system means surrounding. Habitat means is a place or a home where living organisms are present. System means surrounding environment. So ecosystem is a study of habitat life with respect to the surrounding environment. So this ecosystem uh, works or functions through four components on four concepts. First one is productivity, means creation of biomass, organic matter, through photosynthesis. Second one is energy flow. The producers produce the biomass, food, fruits, or any crops, and these are transferred from one organism level to another organism level, that is trophic level. So this flow of energy will be there. So this is studied in the energy flow, um, in an energy flow functional unit. Next, decomposition. Decomposition means once the organic matter or broken down, or when it dies, when plants, animals will die, that will be broken down by the set of microorganisms into a simpler inorganic substances. Complex organic matter are broken down into simple inorganic substances. This process we call it as a decomposition. And this is possible due to the microorganisms. Next, nutrient cycle. Nutrient cycle means the decomposed matter will release certain nutrients which contains minerals, and these minerals are not stagnant in one place. They are consumed or used, or it will be cycled in the nature. That movement of minerals in the nature, we call it as a nutrient cycle. So, in an ecosystem, production is happening, and that produced biomass will supply the energy in the different organisms level, and energy will be gained, utilized. It is unidirectional, it is not going to cycle. Only the mass, when it will die, then it will be broken down by the decomposers, and the matter will be the material or the matter will be transferred from one level to another level, one sphere to another sphere, and the movement of nutrients will be happening in the ecosystem. So this is how the ecosystem will work. So in this slide, we'll understand first functional unit of ecosystem, how the productivity will work in the ecosystem. So as I told you, productivity is nothing but production of organic matter, production of biomass by the green plants. Green plants means they are the producers, they are the autotrophs means the the organisms, they can produce their own food. They are called autotrophs. They survive by themselves. They don't want any organisms consumption for their survival. They prepare their own food. They are called autotrophs. And the amount of biomass, or the amount of organic matter they are produced by the photosynthesis process, is called GPP, gross primary productivity. Gross primary productivity. And we all know what is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means green plants will absorb sunlight, uh, they'll consume water, then they'll use carbon dioxide, and they'll prepare their own food. It is called photosynthesis. So total biomass, what it is producing by the producers, we call it as a GPP. And that GPP, that 100% GPP is not available for the next organism level. Some amount of biomass will be lost due to the respiration, or by the evaporation in the environment. Some loss will be there. So after the loss, what is available for the consumer, that we call it as NPP, means net primary productivity. So that's what they have shown here. GPP minus RA. RA means respiration of autotrophs. Then the remaining biomass we call it as NPP. NPP is equal to GPP minus RA. So the available NPP will be consumed by the consumers. Consumers may be primary consumers, secondary consumer, or tertiary consumers. They broadly classified into herbivorous, carnivorous, and omnivorous. Herbivorous means they depend only on the green plants. Carnivorous means they can have other animals. Omnivorous means they can have both plants as well as animals. So they are usually consumers means they are usually heterotrophs. They cannot produce their own food. That's why they depend on the producers. And again, what biomass it was there in the consumer will not retain as it is. Again, some amount of loss will be there due to respiration. So RH represents the respiration of heterotrophs, and during the respiration, some amount of carbon dioxide and water will be released. So the biomass will be reduced. So after the death of the consumers, the product what is available is called detritus product, dead matter, and that will be consumed by the decomposers, like fungi, bacteria, and these are the main decomposers which will convert the complex organic matter into a simple inorganic substances. And during that process, it will release nutrients. This dotted line is indicating the release of nutrients and nutrient release, which contains rich mineral that will be released. If the decomposition happening in the soil, it will directly release to the soil. If not, sometimes it will be transferred or it will be decomposed in water itself. So minerals are released into the soil as well as water, and the simple inorganic nutrients or the minerals which is released, each can be easily uptaken by the producers. So the biomass, the nutrients is cycling in the ecosystem. So this is possible by the productivity process. But the energy, what it is produced or consumed by the organisms, will not be transferred. Energy is always unidirectional, but nutrients are cycling in ecosystem. So this is all about the productivity which is happening in the ecosystem. That's all for today's class. Thank you so much.